Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, all right. I just read about it. So right before the show, you guys can't hear this because you're all the way up in Washington, and I'm down here in West South Florida. But I just don't understand the purpose of a candle. Can you hear that?
No.
Yeah. It
Does it crackle?
It crackles as it burns.
Does it have a wooden wick?
It's wood wick.
Yeah, that's
wood wick candles crackle. Let me just share this with the candle making people.
Big wax.
No.
I don't need a candle to crackle.
You're trying to do a show, for God's sakes.
It's like
no.
Yeah. Oh. Let me turn it up.
Crackle.
Hold on a second. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go.
If it catches on fire, it'll be good for the
you know all it is is annoying enough to be in the background where it's driving me nuts, but I don't.
What about Snap and Pop?
It doesn't say what scent it is either. Let me see.
What about Mr. Goodbar?
Nothing. Oh, crackle.
I think it sounds cozy.
Shut up, Pony.
You
cozy?
Heard it?
What are you, 12?
Did you hear? Are you like
no?
Because you're thin. Are your ears?
No,
sensitive?
He doesn't hear anything.
I'm curious whether your ears.
He probably has these around his China dolls that are porcelain at home, and
they crackle when you step on them.
So, is it supposed to simulate the crackling of a fire?
I suppose that's it. But what is the scent?
I'm trying to.
There's no label on it. Perhaps on the bottom.
It's blueberry,
bayberry, Marionberry.
Rob's right.
Blueberry.
Don't tilt it.
Lots of lights.
It's blue.
Yeah.
If you pour hot wax on your arm,
that's a category.
It's blue.
It's just blue.
How does it make you feel?
It's I think. Let me see.
Whack attack.
It's there it is. There it is. Okay, yeah. It's yeast of beetle.
Oh.
No, I don't know what it is. It smells
medicine.
It smells like breeze. Summer breeze,
sea breeze.
One of those
Sea breeze.
It's
Seals and cross.
I only like
Ocean
one scent
breeze.
in my candle, and I like the holiday scent. So when
balsam.
This is the time. Balsam is one of my go-tos.
It's a great one.
Fraser fir.
Yes.
Cinnamon spiced apple.
Don't make the mistake,
patch,
Mike. I made the mistake last year. I went to Yankee Candle. I bought it, and the scent was Martin balsam, and it was horrible.
Why was it horrible? They're all the same, I think.
Martin Balsam, the actor.
Oh.
I don't know who Martin
Balsam. I'll give you. Okay,
Please,
I'll give it to you. Ready?
Help me.
Okay, Rounders.
Rounders.
You're a fan,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I know
Poker
Rounders.
movie,
Gambling.
Matt Damon.
Yes.
Rounders. Okay, you know his professor.
Yes.
That loans him the money. That's Martin Balsam.
Got it.
That's Martin Landau, isn't it?
Oh, okay. So it's an even more.
He's in
I
Psycho.
got the wrong Martin. I got Martin Balsam. Is literally not even a reference. It's not because it goes back to
what year? What
is it? Catch-22 maybe?
Mid-60s, the classic years of Hollywood.
Okay, Martin Balsam. I'll give you the Martin Balsam. Most famous scene Martin Balsam is associated with is in the original movie Psycho.
Yes.
Where Anthony Perkins, who is the killer,
not related
who has
to
his
Tony.
mother
Not related
as the
to Tony.
skeleton, and he dresses up in his mother.
Spoiler.
Goes, Martin Balsam is murdered by being stabbed as he's falling back down the stairs.
No, down the stairs. This is the second murder.
That's Vivian Lee.
Who splashes the pot whenever
Janet
they
Leigh.
wish?
That's John Malkovich.
Oh,
Keep
okay.
coming. I got him.
Yeah,
I got all
okay.
the answers for
So they splash the pot, and then
whenever the F he pleases.
whenever the F he pleases, yes.
And also
And
Martin
then he
Landau.
checks, and he gets a nut straight. He goes, that son of bitch! He check. No. He beat me. Straight up. Pay that man his money. All day long, I put it in you. There you go. My all-time favorite character.
So great.
From John Malkovich. But Martin Balsam gets murdered as the he's a cop, right?
Yeah, and he's going up the
checking in.
steps and he falls backwards.
Yeah.
He's a private
Mike,
investigator.
I know you hate. I don't know. I think I've heard from you that you hate the show
Martin
Billions. But John Malkovich in Billions is that exact same character, but as a Russian / oligarch that is loaning money
Is
to
he really?
different hedge fund investors.
I do not hate the show
Okay.
Billions. I haven't watched it as much as, and all these shows I just have to coordinate my viewing because I think moving myself into the fandom of Succession.
Oh yeah. We're on the same
now,
page.
Is the most recent episode where the son does a rap for his father?
Yeah,
is that the
mortifying.
season?
I sat there. Yes. I sat.
Is that the season finale?
Of 2. Now 3 will come up next year.
So if I were to start Succession, could I start at the beginning of
You
season 2?
got to start at 1.
Got to start all at
and
the front.
Enjoy your drinks.
Okay.
Because
So wait, that's the season ending of 2?
2 of 2.
And then one's already running, right?
One is already one. You can catch
I mean,
up.
I
on
think three is already running?
No, 3 is coming
On
up.
the way. On the way.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of. I feel like I'm kind of
Yeah.
caught up. He named Holly Hunter as the CEO.
Yeah, but it is that movie. Now
That
it's
TV show.
The TV show. They make them like movies. They make them
Right.
like movies.
I get it.
Rob, just, and we're not spoiling anything.
Thank you.
The son is such an f up, and such such a wannabe like
And
tough
suck
guy.
up and weak and not together.
He was
and
probably breastfed until it was 14. Like it
Right.
So you're saying
It's
the
terrible.
benefits of breast milk should not extend that
They're
long?
throwing a like.
They're multifold.
They're throwing what is I guess an icon tribute to the father.
Okay.
And the father hates anything like this. Period.
Yep.
And the son, like any other narcissist family, decides to make it all about himself.
He
And
likes rap music and he does a rap to his 80-year-old father.
freestyles, raps to his 80-year-old father with
How cringy is it?
I sat there and I
oh,
said,
God.
"Oh my God!"
So horrible, but at the same time, the actor who's
Yes.
doing the scene, so brilliant. I mean, that guy
Commits
is
to it.
absolutely brilliant.
If that was
He's
my
phenomenal.
offspring, Mike, I would literally say, "You're out of the will. Goodbye." This is embarrassing enough. The drug addiction. You know what? I can get over that.
can cure that.
You relapse a bunch of times. I've paid for
Yes.
it, but the rap in front of my friends, it's over.
You know, I think that really the one thing about that particular show, and by the way, it's art, it's television, it's fine.
Television.
They make it broad, they make it unbelievable. But I would make it more credible. I would make it a little less broad.
Less
and a little bit-
suspension
over
of
the top.
disbelief.
Less suspension of disbelief. Make it more like what the corporate world is. And
Right.
the corporate world, my experience with it, is this veneer of respectability that really rarely gets, it gets let down. You normally have that sheen of responsibility. So you wouldn't have that much. But then again, I've never traveled inside the boardroom, so I don't know whether
me ask you this
all
question.
going. Yes.
Do you think they went a little overboard with the last episode of just this recent season when the brother steals the lead actress of the play of the other brother?
See, I haven't seen that. I haven't
Oh,
seen
you
that.
haven't seen that?
No.
Good teaser, though. Good
The
teaser.
show's great. The
Yes.
show's great. Great actors, and I forgot. I wish I knew the name of the character actor that's been around for a million years that plays the father. He's brilliant.
Tony, look
and
that up,
he's,
please.
And he's
I
also
know you
in
hate the show, but look
I
it up.
think he's in Super Troopers, where they play the. They're at the Canadian border.
He's a sheriff.
Oh,
he's the
yeah, yeah,
sheriff in
yeah.
Super
Yes.
Troopers.
And I don't think you hate the show, Pony. I just like saying things like that.
Great curmudgeon. But
Peter of
you know
Cola.
what? We could talk TV. Oh, and
Peter
by the way,
Cola.
last night for me, Rob's channel, Turner Classic
Yeah,
Movies, all
man.
night.
Good for
Best
you.
years of our
TCM.
lives. Never
Yeah.
seen it. Academy Award winner
Monday
for
Night
Best
Football.
Picture.
Let's go Steelers.
19. Who won the game last night?
The Steelers.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Let's do it now. I
Bring
know
her in?
I'm supposed to do the mailbag.
commish?
We'll do the mailbag when we come back.
Right,
Can we
commish.
get our update? Can
Yeah,
we get our
let-
update and bring the
let's
commission
get our
right
update.
now?
Come on,
The commish.
commish.
I have no idea. And by the way, that's the way I'm going to play it. I'm not going to check it. I'm going to just pick my picks on Thursday, and then I'm going to wait till Tuesday to find out how I did. That's how it's going to happen. Very exciting.
Here's
Very,
our
very
commissioner,
exciting.
Maddie Masiello, Mike.
Hello, Maddie.
She's getting in place.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. My headphones are wrapped around this chair.
You know what?
How,
Take your time. Don't worry.
How was your weekend? Did you and your man do anything fun?
We watched the Bills lose, so that was heartbreaking.
Yeah, they didn't have a chance. You know that. You know the reason why. Not because they were playing the Patriots. Jimmy Cerrito was in the stadium.
That's
Oh,
right.
I did see that. Yeah, it's all his fault.
It's done. It's
go?
done. As soon as he starts posting pictures of him with his buddies
I'm
outside
in a
the stadium,
suite.
it's over. It's officially
Mike,
over.
The
That's
actor's
it.
name is Brian Cox.
Brian Cox.
Brian-
Very good.
Brian
Not a
what?
football player.
Plays Cox.
The actor.
C-O-X.
So-
Oh, C-O-X.
That's wonderful.
C-O-X.
All right, Maddie, so my apologies. I think most of the country was rooting for your
I
Buffalo
think
Bills.
so too.
Yes.
I know.
But they were worn down, as so many teams are, by the New England Patriots. So let's get right to it. Pretty close, right? We were all within like two picks of each other last week.
$50, $50.
Very close, all within 3 picks, but 2 of you had losing records this week. So I'm a little disappointed.
Snap.
And I know that going into this week, there was more disparity among the picks than ever before. There was a lot of outliers. So this
Yes.
this was a week that the shift could happen.
Right. Okay. Let's find out what happened.
So in last place this week, Mike, 6 and 9.
Oh.
Rob coming in second, 7 and 8.
Nothing to be proud of.
Oscar finishing out strong, 9 and 6.
Hey!
Who's John Anthony now?
So where are the what are the standings
Overall.
right now?
So overall, Mike, you're at 36 and 26.
Okay.
Rob in second, 38 and 24. And Oscar has taken the lead at 39 and 23.
One game out.
So it's 1 game out.
The sports
And I'm
reporters.
3. It sounds like I'm
joining
like
the
3
cast.
games
You're
out.
3 games out, Mike. Yes.
Oh, I got to get my act together. I'm trying to. Where did the
Don't bet with your
breakdowns
heart, man.
occur?
Yeah.
Well, no, the
You
heart
picked
is
the Giants. You picked the Giants. You should
That
be doing
was my
better.
winner.
Yeah.
That was my winner.
What was your methodology this time?
I was kind of glancing at the spreads and doing my home field dance, and you had some. Didn't we have some upsets this week in the NFL?
I
Did
believe
that
you called a
happen little
couple.
bit?
I think you
We
called
did.
a couple upsets.
We did. You actually called a couple upsets.
Yeah.
I in no way expected you to come
Yeah.
on strong and take the lead. I thought it would be Rob, and now
I took some risks. I'll tell you that much.
I am in danger now, I think, more than anybody else, of not keeping up with you two and falling by the wayside, so I got
But
to
no.
get my act together.
It's only a 3-game disparity.
Anybody's game.
It's anybody's game.
in week 4. That's nothing.
Rob,
I know.
who are you getting your picks from?
The intergovernment.
The inner government.
Oscar,
The
there's a lot of
intergovernment.
things you may know about me, a lot of things you don't know. And here's one thing you don't know. I love football.
You love sports.
I love sports. I love competition, and I love the excitement and the excellence that it brings out of people.
Right.
And that's why I'm so thoroughly invested. And I read statistics for miles.
Okay.
I watch all the games.
I didn't know
all
if
the
you had a
games I
sports
watch.
book or something you were
Is
dealing
Dana
with.
Andrews'
Yeah.
is his love interest in the best years of our lives? Is that Eva Marie Saint?
I don't think so. That would be a little too early for her, but I can double check.
1946.
Yeah, but
She plays a kid, a young
let me see.
love-struck
Let me see if
girl.
she's in it. Hold
What
on.
happened to our football conversation?
Just balancing things out.
Keeping
And,
it balanced? Sure.
Oh, I know you want to stay
The
on this
commission,
subject.
no, the
'cause you did
commission
really
wants
well.
to leave now. Again,
That's
Commish,
my
go
cue, I
ahead.
guess.
Should
right?
I leave?
Anything, Commish, anything else you have for us? Anything going on?
I want to see some more risky picks, I think.
Yes. Yes.
All right, I agree with you. I
Some
think
more
we're-
risk.
and
I
some
think
frisky
I have to-
discs.
I think
Exactly.
I have to do it. And will you be going to Buffalo for any games this season, Maddie?
I don't think so. I went to when they played the Jets in New York a few weeks ago for the
went to
season
that
opener. I was in New York City, but I don't think any in Buffalo.
I think we're working on a Sabres field trip here.
Yeah,
Mike.
there we
All
go.
right. Here's the thing. This is what I'd like to say to Jimmy. Jimmy, I think it's great that you go up to the stadium and go to Buffalo. What you got to do, and this is going to require self-discipline. This is going to be tremendously difficult for you. You save all your posts till after the game.
Very
So the
important.
next time you go, I don't care who the opponent is, you wait. You wait and try to just dampen that exuberance for going, look at me, here I am in Buffalo. Just wait to put them all up there, but pull them up after the game. After the game.
It's weird for me when I turn on Facebook and I see he's not at his bar.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you very much.
Maddie.
On to the mailbag because it's not about our football picks. It's about you. We got a lot of stuff on the show this week, and I want to get all our stuff out of the way. That's right. All about you, ladies and gentlemen. Tighter, brighter for your listening pleasure. We have
Mailbag.
letters. Oh, I really wrecked the paper. Hello, Mike, Rob, and Oscar. Your show never ceases to be amazing.
Ah.
I say that every day. Each time I listen to a new episode, it bowls me over. Yeah. Hello, kindred spirit.
Bring it.
That being said, I have a question for Rob. Will your Nostalgia Corner have a classic theme and or intro? I agree with that. I want that.
Yes.
I hope this segment continues to grow and appear on the show. It's quickly becoming my new favorite part of the show. Sorry, Oscar. You have some competition now. Thank you guys for all your hard work. Nick Peterson.
I do have a theme. I can preview it now. If you'd like a preview for Friday's Nostalgia Corner.
Now, let me ask you this, and I want an honest answer.
Yes.
While this was coming up, did you have this ready to go? Did you give this some thought, or did you just grab it just now?
No, I edited this, and I actually chose it last week, but I produced it last week.
chosen one.
Let's listen.
And this also, Mike, provides the opportunity for one of my favorite things, sing-along.
All right. Those were the days, my friend.
Yes. And there's a great sing-along portion at the end. Were the days, my friend. Everybody. Never end. We sing and dance.
I'm really
forever
sorry.
and
No.
a
What?
day.
What was that?
No,
Do it up.
I don't know what I'm looking for, but I mean,
I think we need
look,
zany.
It's your.
You stay out of this.
Okay.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm
The
thinking
zany zone.
sitcom-y type. Leave It to Beaver.
Something.
All the old shows, like a smash
the
cut.
intro to.
Yeah.
So instead of evoking
what's the Robert
era,
Young show? What was that show?
Father Knows Best.
Father No. The intro to an old.
I see
sitcom.
what you don't want me to evoke the era. You want me to bring the era.
I want
Bring
like
the era.
What
Okay.
about like a 4th of July remix, but with all old shows?
Well, he did that for the 4th of July.
Yeah, but for old shows.
What part of stay out of this did you not understand?
Excuse me.
Do you understand?
I'm
I
with
love
you.
a sitcom-y intro.
Okay, and we'll have it.
But a family intro. That's what I'm thinking. When
Why
I
don't
think
we
of
table the segment until he has that ready?
that. We'll do that.
And we'll
Moving right along.
do you want a sneak
What?
preview for this Friday? A tease?
I thought this was monthly.
Of the nostalgia
Yeah.
corner monthly.
You had suggested quarterly, Mr.
What
Stay
is
out of
the-
it.
Yeah, go ahead. Give us your tease for nostalgia corner.
A record that changed the way we listen to music forever.
Damn.
All right, we'll do that on Friday. Looking forward to it.
Thanks
as
for your
usual.
support on both sides.
Next letter says, "Hey guys,
Appointment listening.
I just want to know. I sat transfixed, staring at the podcast while listening to the Mad World Nostalgia Corner segment.
Oh.
I loved it. Look at we're in the minority,
Well, you know what?
Oscar.
I am a minority.
Tell me about it.
Fantastic job. If you guys were on WTOP, Chris Core would hang up his headphones. Just like Mike, I went to see it back in the day with my dad at Cinerama in West Hartford, Connecticut. I probably went to that theater. Now I have to buy the Blu-ray. All the best. Dude Walker.
Oh,
Look at that.
Isn't that
Dude
nice?
is the best.
Dude Walking.
Dude, you're a good man.
God damn it. All right. Thank you very much. Hi, guys. I just wanted to write. But I saw a little controversy on the Mad World being the best comedy ever made, though.
But
Some
remember,
people were disagreeing with
remember what I said. Not the best comedy, the greatest comedy.
the greatest. All right. Hey, guys. I just wanted to write to tell you how much I love the podcast. I binge listen to the podcast each weekend, and it has helped me survive 2 deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan.
your
I'm
service.
applauding that right now. Keep doing what you do. Warm thanks. It's not Joe Blow,
Well,
is it?
That's his spelling, and that's his email address as well. It's not BLOW. It's an alternate spelling.
Maybe
of Blow.
he's working for, an undercover.
Sure.
security
I mean, he's a military guy. He
Yeah.
probably has several lives.
Yes.
Well, we may never know. Hey, jerks. I had a football question for Robbie Bobby Boo. Who do you think is the best defensive lineman in the NFL? Also, I was wondering if you could name the best song from Elvis's 4th movie. Yerp, Jason Griffin-Hagen.
Okay, well, first off, Elvis's 4th movie was King Creole, and Mike, you'd like it because it has the wonderful Walter Matthau in it. The best song...
Mimsy!
The title song is good, Trouble is good, but the best song is called Hard-Headed Woman.
Soft-hearted man, been the cause of trouble ever since the world began.
Walter Matthau sings Elvis.
That's right.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Mimsy.
By the way, Walter Matthau and Alan Arkin have kind of a similar vocal register.
I do.
Michael, Walter Matthau. And the best lineman in the NFL.
You see, that's tricky because if you want to know current, I'd probably go with number 91 for the Eagles.
Look at him writing. Look at him.
Fletcher Cox?
Cheating.
Why don't you fake that you're reading it?
Cheater.
Why don't you pretend
Pumpkin
you're reading it?
eater.
You just look down at a screen
Yeah.
to see because you were completely prepared.
The funny answer would have
This is
been
like a total exercise in self-aggrandizement.
the
now with
refrigerator Perry.
No, it's not, because I was going to say that's the current best defensive lineman. But if you wanted perhaps the best of all time, would be
You looked again.
a defensive tackle, number 95.
No, Dan Wilkinson.
Dan Wilkinson.
No, there's no way it's him.
But
It's
that's
no
what
way
this
it's
guy
him.
wants.
Yeah, that's what he wanted.
That's what he was seeding
Yeah.
the clouds for, and so there you have it.
Who's the guy who used to play for the? You know what? The late Reggie White, I think, is probably the
Yeah,
best.
very
the
good,
best
yeah.
of all time. Absolutely. But right now, probably J.C. Watts, right? He's probably
J.J. Watts?
up there. J.J. Watts, J.C. Watts. I don't know. You know what? You're going with a defensive line. I don't pay attention to him anymore. I don't even know the quarterbacks anymore. Moving right along.
Well, they change them every week, it seems.
I know Danny Dimes, though. Danny Dimes! Dear Mike, Rob, Oscar, Pony, and Maddie, I'm a P1 listener and a huge fan of all you dating back to when I was in high school during the Don and Mike days. My late mother and I listened together. She loved Mike.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's just say hi to my mom. I was so happy when TMOS came along. When I was listening the other day, I was so excited to hear that Oscar liked Cats. Because I'm a big theater nerd, hopefully he will see more shows. Since Oscar doesn't seem like a Rodgers and Hammerstein type, I thought that I would make him a list of shows he might enjoy. So here's my top 10 list of shows for Oscar to see. Number 10, Phantom of the Opera, a classic by Andrew Lloyd Webber. Everyone should see it once. Number 9, Cabaret. Cabaret.
Great show. Great show.
This one is currently at Olney Theater. It's dark and edgy with dancers keeping it tight.
Right next to Mom.
Absolutely.
Do you think it
Rob and
only?
I-
Do you think it
Rob and I
only?
saw it at Studio 54 in New York.
Do you think
We
the
saw it
only
together.
production has Joel Gray in it?
Number 8, Beetlejuice. Number 7, Once on This Island. What's that? This one's coming to Kennedy Center. It's a Caribbean retelling of The Little Mermaid. Even my husband liked it. Once on This Island. I've never
do that.
seen it.
But
Number 6,
bikinis.
Chicago. Murder, Music, and Dancers. Keeping it tight. 5, Come From Away. This is the one I haven't seen, but I want to see.
You heard
'cause
about it, though.
I've read so
Yeah.
much about it. An uplifting show based on a true story about people stranded in Newfoundland on 9/11. Rob might want to skip this one because it's Canadian, but I think Mike would like it. I'd really like to see it.
Be
I'd like
okay
to
as
see
long
it
as
in
they
New York.
stay in Newfoundland. That's all right.
Number 4, In the Heights. Lin-Manuel Miranda's first Broadway musical about life in Washington Heights. Great music.
Oh, cool.
Number 3, Hades Town. The underworld, music, and dancers keeping it tight. Number 2, Rent. Don't bother with the film version. See it live. And number 1, Hamilton.
Yes.
Yes, it's that good.
I would like to see
So
it.
thank you to
Thank you,
Tracy
sir.
Danoff of
Good
Gaithersburg.
list.
We
That's
Good
actually the best
sincerely,
list I've heard
appreciate
since
that.
I became Broadway Oscar.
Broadway Oscar. We have to send you up to New York and let you
Please.
take Shannon to shows.
I'll take the Acela nonstop.
I hold in my hand the last letter. May a diseased yak with gonorrhea
Oh.
lick your mother's fruitcake. Hey
Johnny.
guys, greetings from Spokane. I just purchased a fruitcake, which is odd as I am not usually a fruitcake guy. Yeah, you're my number one guy.
You fruitcake guy?
You're a fruitcake guy, Jack. Jack, you're my number one guy. That said, I've been wanting to try Rob's for the last couple of years since I'm too lazy to make one and since they're cheaper than puppies. And since you guys have made me laugh for so many years, I wanted to help out. Thanks for all the laughs, and please keep up the funny, and hopefully there are no puppies in the fruitcake. Puppy-free zone. Puppy-free zone. Fingers crossed, love. Don Mead!
Don Mead!
That's it. That's all we've got for you, ladies and gentlemen, and now we can officially start the show. Have we started yet?
No, we need to begin.
Jeez!
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
All right, listen up, y'all. I'm y'all substitute teacher, Mr. Garvey. I taught school for 20 years in the inner city, so don't even think about messing with me. Let's take a roll here. Jay Quellen. Where's Jay Quellen at? No Jay Quellen here?
Do you mean Jacqueline?
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be. Y'all wanna play. Okay, then. I've got my eye on you, Jay Quellen. Balake. Where is Balake at? Yes, sir.
My name's Blake.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Blake. Do you want to go to war, Balaki?
No.
Because we could go to war.
No.
I'm for real. So you better check yourself. D-Nice. Is there a D-Nice?
Do you mean Denise?
Son of a bitch! You say your name right now.
Denise?
Say it right.
Denise.
Correctly.
Denise.
Right.
Denise.
Right.
D-Nice.
That's better. Thank you. Now, A.A. Ron. Where is A.A. Ron right now? No A.A. Ron, huh? Well, you better be sick, dead, or mute, A.A. Ron.
Here.
Oh, man. Why didn't you answer me the first time I said it, huh? I'm just asking, I said it like 4 times, so why didn't you say it the first time I said A.A. Ron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron.
Son of a bitch! You done messed up, A.A. Ron. Now take your ass on down to Oshag Hennessy's office right now and tell him exactly what you did.
Who?
Oshag Hennessy.
Principal O'Shaughnessy?
Get out of my goddamn classroom before I break my foot off in your ass. Insubordinate and churlish. Timothy.
Present.
Thank you.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Podcast Village studios now, conveniently, with 2 locations in Washington, D.C.
2.
The Mike O'Mara Show is on the air. We are heard all over the place, from Concrete, Washington to Gilbert, Minnesota. Tigard, Oregon, Dalton, Massachusetts, a big town, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yes.
And Copenhagen, Denmark, a city I will visit someday. I wish to go to Scandinavia. I want to see Copenhagen.
Will you have an extended stay?
And the Volvo factory.
Yes, the Volvo
Yes.
factory.
And the pastries.
Very exciting. This program brought to you by Harry's. Humans have been shaving for over 5,000 years. From shark teeth to the first copper razor, a great shave always comes down to one simple fact: sharp, durable blades, Rob Spiewak.
These blades last forever, so a very rare occurrence happened. This weekend, I actually changed out my Harry's blade. They never get dull, but based on the amount of time I'd been using it, I changed it out. Blade shaving with a brand new Harry's blade is so effortless.
Oh, yeah,
You don't feel the blade.
You
ever.
don't
Yes.
at all. You almost check afterwards to make sure it's working. Well,
Just
it is working,
fantastic.
and it's out of this world. A new
And I get
Harry's
so
blade.
mad at Harry's. I get so angry because I can't
Angry.
tell when to change the blade. I seriously don't know.
Yeah, you don't.
If you
You
ask
don't.
me how long have you had that blade, I don't know. It's been in there a long time. I don't change
They
it.
last
Quality
forever.
blade.
They last forever.
It's hard to tell when then they're ready to go, and maybe they're never ready to go.
You
I might
decide.
do that. With the next change I get, I will probably keep that, and I'll write down the date as to when I started
Like when
using
you
it,
ran
and
a
I'll,
restaurant and you had to date all the stuff in the icebox.
That's we never did that. Harry's
there you
doesn't
go.
add gimmicky features to their razors. Harry's is a return to the essential quality and durability. Also, a brand that you can be proud of. 1% of sales donated to organizations that provide access to mental health care for men, and your satisfaction 100% guaranteed. I never start my day without my Harry's. Never. So be like me and join the 10 million who have tried Harry's. Claim your special trial offer by going to harrys.com/TMOS. Our listeners can redeem their Harry's trial set at harrys.com/TMOS. You get the weighted ergonomic handle for firm grip, the 5-blade razor with lubricating strip and trimmer blade, rich lathering shave gel with aloe for skin hydration, and a travel blade cover to keep your razor dry on the go. So go to harrys.com/TMOS and start shaving better today. Well, I'm very, very pleased to see that our boy Oscar is not only going to Broadway shows,
Yes.
but he's also taking in as much culture lately as it seems he can. He's experiencing.
Do you feel
all
he's
the,
reinventing himself somehow?
No, I don't think he.
Not
can do
that far? No.
No.
He's full of
But what I
gadgets.
think he's doing is he's taking it all in, and that's a good thing. Experiencing the culture of the great city
world.
of Washington D.C.
Yeah, the
And
world.
the world. What did you do? You did something
So,
museum-ish
My
this weekend?
entire family came into town from Los Angeles and Boston. It was a surprise visit for my mother as her birthday's coming up in a couple weeks. And
Happy birthday, Mama Sam.
Yeah, Mama Santana turning, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 70.
Wow.
And
Forget how young she is. And really, I say that simply because 70 is your father's 10 years old,
Yeah,
correct?
he'll be 80 May 7th, which is crazy, right? So
10-year age difference.
Yeah, that's how he rolls.
And when
Not
you're,
how I roll.
and it turns out
you
when
go
you're
20 or bust.
20 or bust, when you're a mistake, your parents are younger.
Were you an accident, Oscar? Are you the baby?
Oh no, I was
am the
referring
baby. He
to
was
myself.
referring to himself.
Oh, you were
Remember,
a
he
mistake.
caused
very
the
much so.
divorce.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
I did.
that's
Yeah.
Caused
right.
a marriage,
They didn't-
caused a
Yeah, yeah.
divorce, and they're still friendly.
Yeah, they weren't ready for childcare.
Well, you know,
your dad wasn't ready for childcare.
Oh no, 18 is sort of young.
Right, exactly.
So this is what happened. My nephew's in town, and my niece is in town. My two nephews and one niece. My nephew, Luca, who's now 13, he's in that stage where he is too cool for school.
Oh, that's such a...
Which is
Robert
fine.
III went through
Which
that
is fine.
stage. My daughter's... Well, I didn't
Because
see
you
them
know
that much.
why?
Pony's going through it right now. It's a pain in the ass.
My
Shut
sister let...
You're not my dad.
Shut up, Dad, not Dad. So... my sister lets us discipline her kids, which is great. And a lot of sisters and brothers don't let them.
great.
It is great. She said she
You
literally
referred to this in a previous incarnation where you were at their house in Florida, right?
Yeah, and now they're at my mom's house because they're staying there. And she said, "Look, he's going through this little phase. If anything happens or he's out of line, you tell him, like you're his parent." And I said, "I play a different game." She goes, "No, do it like Mom did it to us, just no hitting." And I said, "All right, we're good to go."
Is he? Send me a picture of him sometime. I'd like to see what he looks like now because I remember what a cute kid he was.
Still
I'd like
a good-looking
to see what he
kid.
looks like now.
I guess figure out his life.
The last time we saw him might have been at the Hofbrau house when we were doing the road trip DVD.
Absolutely.
And he was an adorable. He looked like a child star actor kid.
He's still blessed with the good looks. He's not even in an awkward phase.
So
right?
is he adopted or
No. But I
that
tell
might
him
contribute to why
I tell him to move it. Still gets straight A's. Still still has great grades. Still kills it. But he is in that mood where if he's watching a game and you're like, "Hey, I need your help with this," he still continues to watch the game, right?
he lacks urgency?
And then Tio Oscar doesn't play that game. Tio Oscar will go and just turn off the TV and say, "You lost your privileges. Time to go set the table."
Now, is this a video game or like a sports contest?
Whatever it may be.
Okay, I'm just curious
If
where
you
his head
don't
is at.
move with urgency, we have a problem at the house. Bottom line.
How is the relationship between because that was your boy.
Yeah.
Luca was
He's
your
still my
little
boy.
guy.
He's so
Okay.
spoiled. I had a big pep talk with him on the way to work because I brought him to work on Sunday. Let's go to work with Dio on Sundays when you're in town because I need an extra hand moving stuff around the studio. So you're coming to work.
Bring your nephew to work day, not on every calendar.
I looked at him and I said, "If you need anything at all, you can call me anytime. If it's about girls, if boys, whatever you got going on, if you need money, if there's a problem, I'm your emergency contact. You can't talk to your parents." Now, I'll rat him out left and right, but at least I want him to know that he can talk to me first.
All right, now this is the son of Tatiana.
Yes.
This is Tatiana.
Yes.
Listen to me carefully. Do not let Luca ask Oscar about women.
No.
Don't do that. It's just like I won't let Michael ask Oscar about women. I'm not gonna. It's not. You're
Mike,
not normal
I'm not
that
a
way.
monster.
You're not normal that way.
No.
Look,
I
you've
just know how to
straightened
play the
yourself out.
game.
You've gotten married, but you're not normal that way.
Right.
Okay. So.
All right. Thank you.
So we have a nice connection. My niece Sophia is still she's 9 years old, so she's still in that lovable we're gonna watch a movie. Let me snuggle up to Tia Shannon and watch a movie,
Right.
or play with my nephew who's 3 years old.
I've always wanted to watch a movie that way too.
Me too.
Sorry.
Be nice.
Pony's
I'm
like,
sorry.
"Me too. How much do I have to pay?"
Where's Tia Shannon?
So Tia Shannon's working. So who's
Be a
left?
good side job though.
Who's left is Sebastian, who
Baby.
is my brother's son, his only son, and he just got baptized in Boston.
Baby.
Yes, but all they do with him is take him to museums. By them, I mean my sister-in-law and my brother. And I said, "Which museum can we go to on Sunday morning?" I said, "We have to go to the Udvar Hazy," because I remember taking Luca to the Udvar Hazy Air and Space Museum. and
Great
he
one.
had a blast when he was a kid. Now, Luca was 8, so he remembers everything. I actually have a great picture of him in front of Marine One, and it's huge next to a kid, and for a kid to see all these huge...
I bet it's so small next to a grown-up.
No, but when he's a little...
Udvar Hazy is the one in Virginia, right?
Yeah, near
That's
Dulles
the one
Airport.
out near Dulles.
Yes, yes.
I've been to that one multiple times.
It's a real Smithsonian museum, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I didn't know is that the Air and Space Museum on the Mall in Washington, D.C. is going through a 7-year renovation. So a lot of the exhibits that are usually at the museum in downtown D.C. are now at Udvar Hazy while they're restoring or rebuilding the downtown museum.
Who was Udvar Hazy?
A very wealthy man, Mike.
Really?
That
I have
donated a
picture.
ton of money.
I'm going to get a picture. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I'm going to get a picture that I took at Udvar Hazy.
Yes.
I'll bring it in.
Thank you.
Now, is that one name? His first name is Udvar and his last name is Hazy? I
Yes.
thought it might have been like a team.
Well, I don't know. Like a producer team or
Yeah,
something?
like Johnny Udvar and Bill Hazy. I'm sure his name was Johnny, by the way.
His short name.
Oh, yeah.
It was Jonathan Hazy.
But it's an amazing facility because they're actually size challenged at the Smithsonian on the
Yes.
Mall because they didn't really anticipate, I think, how far this museum would go. When they build Udvar Hazy, and I remember because that's out in my neck of the
Yes.
woods, they have room for actual aircraft.
Yes.
The big deal because they've got hangars and stuff. Do they have one of the space shuttles there?
So I'll get to that as soon as Mike puts his headphones on.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was thinking of the right thing.
So, Mike, I know that you're looking for Udvar Hazy's name, and if I have it wrong, I apologize. The man is clearly a philanthropist or woman.
No, I think it's
don't know.
Udvar Hazy. I think
Okay.
that's what it is.
So they have the
Stephen F. Udvar Hazy Center.
Oh, wow.
That's where
So
it is.
maybe he has a
Stephen-
hyphenated
Oh, wow.
last name.
And you have a picture?
Oh! That's fantastic.
There you go. There you go.
Mike has a picture of Small Mike and Big Mike in spacesuits on the moon.
Yeah, that's the same. You know, it's great. That's the same technology. The reason that looks so good, that's the same technology they used when they faked the landing in 1969.
That's exactly right.
Did you have to put on
So
suits, or
sweet.
are you superimposed in the body?
It's a green screen, right?
I don't remember. I think it was.
I saw
It was like superimposed.
I saw it.
Everything,
It's a green screen.
Everything is a little Udvar Hazy.
Yeah, we didn't get into a suit.
Okay.
Christ's sake.
Were you there when the Space Shuttle Discovery was there?
Yes.
Okay. So when you
How we got there.
So you've got the Space Shuttle. And by the way,
Oh, we got to take it. Let's take a break. We'll
Okay.
come back.
Okay,
Finish
good.
the story.
Yeah.
Oscar goes to the Stephen F. Udvar Hazy Museum. Okay, dude. Are you pissing people off if you subtract a name from the name? How about the Hazy Museum? You know, everything's like a little cloud around it. There you go. We'll take a break. Come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's Political Persuasion.
Hey, it's Chris Fraser with Political Persuasions. This week, Mike and I bring you a very
last
special
one, Mike.
episode.
It's last
we
week.
say goodbye to our weekly show. Tune
Yeah.
in and find out how you can catch us next.
You can download Political Persuasions at politicalpersuasions.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
I felt it necessary to close the book, Mike. That's all. That's the last
Stay
one.
tuned. Yeah, that's the last Political Persuasions. But
For now.
if you thought that I was done talking about the issues of the day, you're very, very wrong. And stay tuned because you will have an announcement within the next 2 weeks about a new incarnation. And so for all of you political junkies out there, be aware of the fact that there will be more. And Chris Freitz and I are not done by any stretch of the imagination. I will look forward to maintaining that relationship as we go on. And personally, I am not done talking about politics.
So you're just
Hell
waiting
no.
for something big to break before you come back?
No, that's not how it goes. But it's. I think people will enjoy it. I think
do
it's
too.
going to be my way of of getting it out of my system, which I realized now more than ever. We pull the plug right before
every
impeachment
time we
inquiry.
cancel the show, something big happens.
Right.
I know. It's the way it goes. But welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Third Love. If you need a bra, look no further than Third Love. You will get a perfect fit guaranteed. Thanks to Third Love and their Fit Finder quiz. Just answer a few simple questions online, and you'll find your perfect fit in 60 seconds for both size and shape. Plus, more sizes than most other brands, including their signature half-cup sizes and true convenience. Skip the trip and try it on at home. Nice. Third Love bras feature lightweight, super thin memory foam. They actually mold to your shape with their cups. Also, straps that don't slip and tagless labels mean no itching. Plus, the perfect fit promise. If after 60 days you don't love it, return it, and Third Love will wash it and donate it to a woman in need. Carla loves hers, and you are going to love your Third Love bra. Third Love knows that there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now, they're offering our listeners 15% off their first order. Go to thirdlove.com/TMOS right now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/TMOS for a 15% off. And that is wonderful. Or 15% off, not a 15% off. Back to the Stephen F.H.
Hazy.
Ingvar Skosbo Hazy Museum.
Yes.
Oscar and the family. Go ahead.
Space Shuttle Discovery's there. You've got the Concorde. You've got...
They got that space ice cream?
They've got the space ice cream, you rube. The Smithsonian, people that aren't from the area, they're always blown away that it's free to get in. They're like, oh.
Did you know it was made possible by a grant by a man named Smithson?
I did not know that.
I always think that's a weird name. I think it's Robert Smithson donated the initial grant to make the Smithsonian.
It's like a Abbey Butler. All right.
One of the main attractions outside of the Space Shuttle Discovery and the Concorde and Marine One and every other aircraft and the Enola Gay is that you have this beautiful SR-71 Blackbird, and it's a gorgeous airplane to look at even to this day.
It's the spy plane.
And it's a spy plane. Skunk Works.
It's one of my favorites.
Right?
It's beautiful.
So you've got the evolution of the Skunk Works. For those that don't know, it was everyone talks about Area 51 right now. What before it was aliens, it was Skunk Works. They were making experimental aircraft to ensure the safety of this great nation. And they've got the U-2 spy plane. They've got the stealth fighter came out of the Skunk Works project.
The coolest thing about it, if I can interject here, is that spy plane is so ahead of its time. When you think about the years that it was used, and it looks like a modern-day stealth fighter, and now that's why when you say it came from that technology, not to show up on radar, very, very cool. Now both ships have it and all that.
Lockheed Martin, the Skunk Works, I guess that brand of... The reason why they call it the Skunk Works was because when they initially opened up, they were next to a plastics company. And this little warehouse where these top secret scientists were working, it smelled like a terrible plastics company, but they could only get that building, so they called it the Skunk Works because it smelled like skunk the entire time they were working in it.
Well, you read about it. That's wonderful.
This is fascinating. About what year is this? This is fascinating.
Don't ask me years. I just know that anecdotes. That's all I know. That's all I got.
Okay.
Smelly's got.
But I would say in the late 60s.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it probably started in the late 50s, went through the 60s and 70s. But the stealth fighter was also born from that world, which is credited really with really taking over and accelerating, I guess, the victory for the original Gulf War. And you wonder, why is it in the middle of the desert? Why is it all the way out? So because nobody was supposed to see these vehicles. And the SR-71, which Mike, I think you just highlighted, this is in a world of sheer math. Before everything was digital, everything was analog. They were flying 3 times the speed of sound near the Earth's orbit, and they had to go that fast so these anti-aircraft missiles couldn't catch them, couldn't find them.
You are into this. You are into this, Oscar.
Also, there's a band called SR-71 that came out in the early 2000s, whose lead singer slept with one of my ex-girlfriends. So the entire...
There it is.
There
it is. Wondering where it came from. It had to be something.
The entire time I'm sitting here trying to explain to my nephew and my family how important the Skunk Works projects are, but inside I'm dying because this creep slept with my ex-girlfriend from a band called SR-71.
I only have one of their songs. It's horribly out of season, but this is
the time to say everyone had a Christmas album. This is probably around the time of the Nutcracker when they slept together.
Did the rocker sleep with your girlfriend while she was your girlfriend?
That is alleged. That is alleged.
It might be a cheating situation.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm wondering if he moved, if he was 3 times faster than the speed of sound.
So
under the radar.
Hey,
under the radar.
Talk about stealth technology, ladies. I want to tell you,
Oscar didn't see that one coming.
Well, apparently the radar signature is the size of a dime. So
talk about a skunk works.
So I'm sitting here, and my brother knows that I have this
connection.
That there is this background with SR-71.
Why did the band name themselves SR-71?
Who knows? Maybe because they had so much
nerds.
No, they were probably stealthily sleeping with all these other DJs' wives and girlfriends. Who knows? Who knows?
Could it have been that horrible? Are they still a thing?
No, I probably
SR-71 still together?
I bet you could see them at a county fair this summer.
They were the type of band that went on TRL. Everybody remembers that. That's my age.
I remember that.
Yes, and there's like, hey, you should call in to the TRL even though we're anti-TRL. We need to be on TRL. Look, I'm mad about something that happened when I was 22, 23 years old, right?
That's what keeps you going,
everybody
though. That's
makes
okay.
decisions. And I'm explaining to my nephew and family about how important the skunks works were and what they brought to aeronautics in defense of this country. But deep inside my soul, I'm crying. I'm crying because...
Which one cheated on you? Which one did your girlfriend cheat? Is it
Alleged.
Mitch
Alleged.
Allen?
Yes,
Mike,
that guy. Mitch Allen. Yes, the lead singer, if I'm not mistaken.
He's got a
he's
DJ
a good-looking
name.
guy. He's a good-looking guy.
I'd probably sleep with him.
I'm Mitch Allen.
I'd probably sleep with him. The guy's tall.
Mitch Allen.
Hey, do you have something for Tradio?
No.
I'm Mitch Allen.
So
got a mattress box spring over there in Pasadena.
Let him talk, Oscar.
At 41, I'm standing there with my family, and this to this day burns me.
Of course,
right? And my brother said, "Man, you really got through that okay?" Because I know that you hate the SR-71 band. And then my what is essentially my sister-in-law says, "Why does he hate him?" I said, "This is not a story you tell in front of your nephew, my nephew, your son,
and not on a Sunday.
Not on a Sunday."
No.
And by the way,
they had
my niece
a one-off
is with me.
reunion in 2000.
Mike, I don't need to know more about it, please.
Sorry
the man's dead to me.
All right, well, so's the band, so you're
yes,
in the clear.
okay, yeah,
All
but.
right.
Isn't it cool that you can go and see? And if you ever come to DC and you want to stop by Podcast Village, you must also make the trip outside the district to go and see that airplane hangar that has everything known to man.
Yeah,
that has
the
history.
Hazy Museum, the Udvar Hazy Center, the thing that's special about it is when they built it, it was built massively so they could bring in all these incredible aircraft.
Yeah.
And, to stand next to the space shuttle is a big deal. And I really enjoyed that. And I took my little guy there, and I'd take him again. It's one that you can go again and again and again. I've taken Elizabeth there. I don't know if I took Catherine there or not, but I definitely took Elizabeth there as well.
Is seeing the space shuttle as impressive as seeing this picture of Mitch Allen? What a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
You know what, guys?
Dreamy.
I mean, he really is.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was like, man, that guy's got muscles.
So did you ever explain to your family what the deal was with SR-71?
So this is what I remember. I remember calling on my T-Mobile sidekick to my girlfriend at the time, who I also, like a rube, bought a T-Mobile sidekick to. So,
Yes.
I was like, hey, I hear you're at a party. And this is around the HF Festival time or the Nutcracker or whatever concerts we had going on. And I said, well, we're all here at the Hilton. And she goes, oh, I'm here too. And I said, where? She goes, I'm in the SR-71 suite. And I said, well, I'm your boyfriend and down here hanging out with some 41. What are you doing up there at the SR-71 suite? And it was one of those like young love conversations where you're like, fine. And the next morning, I knew that something had happened, but I also didn't want to ask what had happened.
Oh, my
type
God,
of situation.
she broke your heart.
Kind of.
Oh,
you know, better off now.
That's sad, right?
Yes, but
you know what Mitch Allen's previous band was?
What was it?
What?
Honor Among Thieves. How about
This
that?
guy, he's got
Again,
a type.
This is alleged.
What a dick.
Nothing was confirmed, but I'll also say this, that I think I might have been 22, 23, right?
Yeah.
And she was 19, and we all made mistakes, and we were young, and if I had a choice between me or Mitch, I'd probably choose Mitch.
But you never verified that she was officially a Mitch bitch.
Oh, hey. No need to get hostile. No need to get hostile.
Well, you had a good time at the museum?
I did,
though?
but every time I see the blackbird, I think of that that
Is
situation.
the Blackbird the original spy plane?
It's
Is that
long,
what it is?
thick, and black. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Would it be great if
Mitch
they
Allen-
had just a little historical marker by it, like they do a battlefield? It says
Yes.
Oscar Santana,
Yes.
noted broadcaster.
This is the site bird. We'll take a break and we will come back with just a little waxing about the fall. The fall season, ladies and gentlemen. We come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
With that new renovation show on the TV, everybody's talking about the Brady Bunch again. So, do you remember me? I'm Sam the Butcher. I used to provide Alice with my meat. Whoa! If you want some groovy fun, make sure to subscribe to the Mike O'Mara Show Bonus Hour, a 6-episode of TMOS every week that's ad-free, uncensored, and the content is as juicy as medium-rare sirloin. Luckily, the TMOS Bonus Show is totally vegan, yet keto-friendly. I don't know what that means, but it sure sounds good. Duh! Just click the link at MikeO'MaraShow.com and grab that bonus content so you can support TMOS. Next time, I'll tell you about the time Mr. Brady came into the shop and bought some foot-long hot dogs and then reached under my apron. I let him do it. The 70s were wild. Just ask Ann B. Davis. She could go all night. The bonus show. Sink your teeth into it. Right, Alice?
Thank you, Sam. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. So I'm on my little seltzer kick this weekend,
Right.
and you know what was perfect for my seltzer? I got my my little White Claw seltzer and threw it into one of my brewmates. Which, by the way, if you don't know what that is, if you don't like warm alcohol, who does? No one likes warm alcohol. You need Brewmate. It's the fastest growing drinkware brand in the world. I forgot when I got Carla's. She's got a cute little pink one. I've got a wood-paneled one.
Of course, because you're a manly man.
Brewmate products keep your beer, your wine, your hard seltzer,
Ice.
anything at the perfect temp all day long without ice. I got the Hopsolator Trio. I love it. It fits both 16 and 12-ounce cans with its freezable adapter, or it can convert to a 16-ounce pint glass with splash-proof lid. Guaranteed to keep your favorite beer at the perfect temperature to the last drop. And down in Southwest Florida, when it's warm, let me tell you, that is special. It makes a perfect gift for the beer lover in your life. This is really a step up from your little keep the beer koozies. You know, this is a fantastic deal. 30 colors and finishes to choose from, plus 100% glass free. And Brewmate products work with hot and cold beverages. Start the day with a steaming latte and end the day with a nice cold brew. I just wrote
That's
that.
a great jingle. Da, 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 da.
Start the day with a steaming latte and the day with a cold brew. Don't you dare settle for warm alcohol. Chill out with your favorite drinks all day long with Brewmate. Visit brewmate.com. Enter the code Mike at checkout. Not TMOS. It's Mike. That's spelled M-I-K-E. That gets you 15% off your first order. 15% off your first order when you go to brumate.com and enter that code Mike. I would appreciate that. And speaking of alcohol, is it me that why are you playing that? What
Autumn
is that?
leaves.
Oh, that's the fall.
Yes.
Sounds like quite a timpani.
Well,
Sounds like an Elvis entrance or something like this.
This is the part you'll know.
Autumn leaves. I seriously believe that when fall comes upon us and football season and the temperature, even down here, getting a little more manageable, and up there, the first hint of autumn. Are you still in your Indian summer? Or are you
we
having
dipped our toe in it. Tomorrow could be the hottest day in the history of October in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
They're calling for 96.
96.
Cold front coming through on Thursday, and then we should be set. But they missed the rainstorm yesterday, so who knows what they know.
Do you think, not to get heavy, because I was just going to talk about fall makes me want to drink more.
Yeah.
It really does.
Oh,
Fall
of
makes me wanna-
course. Of
I
course.
want booze in the
Yeah.
fall. I really, more than any other time of year, this is when
The
I want
fall
to get
is time
booze.
for drinking.
Yeah, it is.
Drinking. But do you think really long after we're gone, and I never asked you this seriously, gentlemen, you know, you hear about it all the time, climate change, climate change, climate change. And then the other day I watched down here in Florida, I think it's Coral Gables, where there's a particularly high tide, and part of the city's flooded right now. Normal high tide, the Lorenzo churning out in the Atlantic, combined with the moon cycle, you know, just the regular, just water everywhere. And I'm wondering, do you think when we're gone, when we're long gone, that there's going to be a day where people will look back and say, why? Why was there a debate? Why was there? Do you think there's a chance
100%.
that could be the case?
Because, there are still people that are walking the earth that can look back, and we can see it in motion pictures, that in the dead of summer in New York, before air conditioning, they could handle walking around in a coat and tie and hat in the dead of summer. If you don't think our mean temperature has raised since then, statistics aside, people are just not capable of dealing with what has changed. And
I think
they're going to say,
great point.
We saw it. We saw it.
Here's the way I feel about it. I've always felt about this. This to me is an insurance policy.
Yep.
If you're wrong, if you're right about it and say, it's not, there's nothing we do that can change. There's nothing that's going to make it different. Well, you don't know that you're right or not. Just like I don't know that I'm 100% right that climate change is man-made. I know there are a gazillion scientists that are making that point, but at the same time, so there's the debate, right?
Right.
So hear me out. This is the way I feel about it. So let's say that you're right, all right? If you're right that there is no issue with it, then, it's going to happen no matter what, or it's going to go back to the pendulum is going to swing. But if I'm right, because I do believe in that man-made climate change, wouldn't you want to do something about it? Because if you don't, you're going to, we could really eradicate.
You want to do everything within your power. I mean,
quality of life for millions and billions, perhaps.
The simplest thing is like if you're going in a car, if you're headed for an accident in your automobile, you don't stop steering.
Let's focus on
try
what's
to correct
important. And I think, Mike, you highlight this, and you did it in a very elegant manner and a respectful manner. What we should be thinking about right now, and we had a quick meeting yesterday, it might have been about 45 minutes just internally here, is what are we definitely going to do on the Saturday night and Friday night shows for the Vegas extravaganza? Because that's really what's in front of us right now. We should think about right now, because we can't deal with climate change until after Vegas.
I know this, at Vegas, I'm not using hairspray. Because I'm not going to screw the ozone.
Steered the good ship Mike O'Mara on a course that allows us to focus on the problems at hand.
Immediacy.
And I'm glad you called it. Be it by the end of this week, we have to have our meeting.
Well, right now we're negotiating with certain talent.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Yes, it is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you told me about that the first time, I got really excited.
Negotiating.
Yeah, absolutely. What? Anyway, but the point I'm trying to make is that it's scary.
We mustn't give up before we even start.
Look, is it an exact science? Someone really knows, right?
Well, you're saying that because I think in terms of my children's children and down the road. What happened?
I'm like beside myself listening to Oscar right now.
Because Oscar's
so
being a hump.
I'm just trolling you guys. I
know you're trolling.
That's
like
all
your
I'm doing.
friend
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
But you
I'm
do
sorry.
hang around more people that don't.
I
that
believe
maybe
in climate
deny it.
change. I
And
believe
you also
there's a
live
problem.
closer to the river than any of us.
Yes.
You're going to be floating away.
This is true. I don't know where your domicile is. Are you low enough where you would be?
Oh yeah, I'd be a goner.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what?
Lives on 1313 Gurgle Lane.
It's just so. It's so selfish.
It is. It's stupid and short-sighted.
Well, I don't care. I don't care because it's not real. Well, it's easy to say that now when they're. What are you going to say? Is it going to be our cities like Boston and Washington, D.C. and New York City going to be underwater before people? Is that when? Is there going to be a moment where people are going? No. What's going to happen ultimately will be reality will force itself on philosophy and ideology. Reality will enter into the picture, and and no one will ever be held accountable. And I hope they are, because at the same time, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But so far, it's been warmer every year.
It'd be great if you were wrong. But what I'm at right now, where I stop and I think about it, I wonder if it's going to be my kids' problem or my grandkids' problem, because I think it's that unavoidable at this point.
Yeah. Well, who knows? We don't know the answer.
And I hope it's not my kids' problem, because Robert can't fix it.
I might be wrong. And I
Happy birthday, Robert III.
It's
17.
Oh, happy birthday!
Yesterday
That's
was
cool.
his birthday.
Oh,
We had
that's
a
so sweet.
great
17.
lackluster dinner for him.
Michigan J.
Tomorrow I want to talk about your son's.
Do you have
birthday.
Michigan J. Frog?
Yes, I do. Of course.
Yeah, if we just deal with Michigan J. Frog and we make better levees, then we'll be good to go. I think if we make some scientific advancements in how we deal with water, we might be able to save the cities.
How about this? Everybody takes a hose and attaches it to their air conditioner and runs it into the river. And that'll cool the temperature.
That's a good idea. That's like the. Do you remember in the Weekly World News columnist Ed Anger?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ed Anger.
His idea to clear the environment was to deflate all the tires from the 1940s so that clean air would come back into our system. It's a similar solution.
Ed Anger, My America. That was his column. My America.
Your memory is dead on.
My America by Ed Anger. All right, anyway. It's just selfish.
So it's going to be warm. That's all it's going to be.
If the people,
food shortages as well. That'll be the first thing that hits everybody's
and flooding
food.
and displacing.
Man, we can grow things in buildings
people.
now.
Okay, you troll. All
like
right, we're going to
pot.
take a break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, like Jim Belushi. I went to his website, by the way.
You rude. Why you do that?
I went to his website just to look at Jim Belushi with his cigar and his pictures of all his pot. Duh.
JohnWasMyBrother.com. Was that it?
Yeah, thank you. That's exactly what it was. We'll take a break. Come back with news you may not need right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Do the hustle.
Let's get to know our friends at KCJJ. Tom Suter. He loves to play guitar. He was a member of the popular rock and roll group, the B-52s. Tom stands an impressive 7 feet 2 in his bare feet. Tom loves to tinker in his workshop and is responsible for inventing the bottle cap, cocktail sauce, and the Scotch tape dispenser. Tom is happily married now, but escorted Jill Clayburgh to the 1978 Oscars and got to third base. Tom studied baking for 9 years and made the wedding cake for many of Larry King's marriages. And Tom owns a magic stapler. But mostly, Tom is the general manager of radio station KCJJ, airing the Mike O'Mara Show since 2009. Thank you, Tom, and thank you, KCJJ.
1630 KCJJ.
Greatest radio station in America, run by some of the nicest people you will ever deal with. KCJJ, our affiliate in Iowa. We are delighted. What a great relationship. May they live forever.
Our terrestrial flagship, Mike.
Thank you, Rob. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by KiwiCo. A lot of people in the mailbag and on the Yak Shack talking about the fact that they've gotten KiwiCo for their kids. How do you like a subscription box for your kids that helps them change the world? Say hello to KiwiCo. Maybe by using KiwiCo, we'll get our next great scientist.
I'd love that.
All right, Oscar Santana, what do you think of that?
Little skunk works.
KiwiCo creates cool projects for kids to make learning about STEAM, that is science, technology, engineering, art, and math, fun. Michael absolutely loves his, and he gets a new box every month. Each box is designed by experts, tested by kids, all the supplies needed for that month's project with easy-to-follow instructions that are written for kids and an educational magazine so the learning continues. And with 7 lines to choose from, KiwiCo is great for kids of all ages. KiwiCo, a convenient, affordable way to encourage your children to be anything they want to be. Great scientists. That's what I'm thinking about today.
Need it.
No commitment, and you can cancel anytime. Monthly options start at $16.95 per month, shipping included. Our listeners can go to kiwico.com/TMOS to get their first month free. Every day counts when it comes to making a difference, so don't miss out on this amazing opportunity. Again, go to kiwico.com/TMOS and get your first month free. That's kiwico.com/TMOS.
News.
Boo. Oakland Raiders linebacker Vontaze Burfict has been suspended for the rest of the season.
What's the name?
Vontaze Burfict.
Sounds like it would be delicious with sauerkraut.
Yum, yum in my tum. I watched this hit. He delivered a vicious, pointless helmet-to-helmet shot at Colts tight end Jack Doyle on Sunday. This is the longest ever suspension for an on-field incident, but the NFL factored in his repeated violations of unnecessary roughness rules. This is actually the 4th ban of his career. Look, there are some of these guys in the NFL that just don't belong in the league. They do not belong in the league. If you're out there with these kind of cheap shots where you are literally trying to maim your opponent. It's not cool, and I think he's lucky that he just got the suspension. Yeah. And it's horrible.
When it's repeat,
when
it's repeat business like this, they really should kick him out.
Also, it's a watershed moment for the NFL to actually show the league and the players that they mean business, that they actually mean business. And if you're going to target players that are really in a position where you could paralyze them in this manner, if you saw the hit, you know what we're talking about.
Right.
Then you got to pay the price.
This almost makes up for the NFL burying that concussion movie.
Yeah.
Which they did. The NFL's VP of Football Operations wrote Burfict a letter saying, quote, "Following each of your previous rule violations, you were warned by me and each of the jointly appointed officers that future violations would result in escalated accountability measures. However, you have continued to flagrantly abuse rules designated to protect yourself and your opponents from unnecessary risk. Burfict won't be paid during his suspension, and it does cover the postseason. So he is out of there. It wasn't the least bit unexpected, but now it's official. Stranger Things. You guys still love it?
Love it.
Coming back for a fourth season. No word yet on a premiere date. Netflix posted a teaser yesterday that promised, quote, "We're not in Hawkins anymore." They didn't explain what they meant, but there are several ways this can go. At the end of season 3, 11 left Hawkins, Indiana, with Joyce, Will, and Jonathan Byers, so some of the action could take place wherever they end up. There was also an epilogue at the end of the final episode that took place in Russia, Mother Russia. And the new teaser seems to suggest we'll be spending some time in the Upside Down.
Maybe we see Barb.
Barb, maybe you've always been obsessed from season 1.
Poor Barb.
By the pool.
Poor Barb. You know,
Sad,
but
sad
said by the time season 4 runs around, you have to change 11's name to 30.
Yes. The Upside Down. Very popular this week with the Billie Eilish performance on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, wasn't that cool?
Very
Wasn't that cool?
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. I liked the second song better. I liked her ballad, the love song, a lot better. I thought she's truly talented.
They didn't capture the first song. They didn't capture the feeling of the actual record that's playing on the radio.
Not even close.
And it sounds so good on the radio. She's very talented.
Sometimes her volume level is so gentle that it's tough to get that. It's been 25 years since Mariah Carey became the queen of the holidays with her Merry Christmas album. Became a smash. She's celebrating the anniversary with the All I Want for Christmas Is You tour. Oh, she's going to do a Christmas concert tour. That's pretty cool. It'll kick off November 22nd in Vegas, right after we're there. Maybe she'll be scoping out the location.
Cool.
Maybe she'll be in rehearsal. We can go see her. Get her on the show. Then head to Atlantic City on December 7th. It wraps up at Madison Square Garden on December 15th. She's also dropping a 2-disc deluxe anniversary version of Merry Christmas on November 1st. The song All I Want for Christmas Is You is the most downloaded holiday single of all time.
I can't wait for the 2-album set because that's twice as many discs you have to buy to get the one song you want to hear.
It's true. It's true. Still one of my
It's not a great Christmas album. It's a great Christmas song. But that's it.
She's got, did she do Ave Maria on there maybe?
Yeah,
Or,
I mean, but as far as
not
like
a bad version of that, right?
But for toe tappers, there's but one.
Yeah, well, I'm a big toe tapper for Ave Maria. Loved it at my dad's funeral. If you could only eat one food the rest of your life, what would you pick? According to a new survey, what do you think the number one reason? The number one food is. What do you think?
French fries.
No.
Chocolate.
No. Keep it simple.
Pizza.
Pony with the Brian Butterfield pronunciation made me laugh.
You changed your medicine today?
Pizza. He's on today.
He is on today, yeah.
Pizza. 22% of people would go with pizza, which beats out the total for any other food. And apparently a lot of people, Pony, you really made me laugh there. Apparently a lot of people are kind of on the way to pizza exclusively already. Around 1 in 4 people and 1 in 3 millennials say they eat pizza 5 times or more a month. 2/3 of people eat pizza for breakfast. My sister started it. I adopted the habit.
Really?
I
like pizza for breakfast.
It's absolutely amazing. A guy in Madison, Wisconsin named Andrew Philibek was getting ready to propose to his girlfriend Rachel a couple of months ago, but he knew she was really close to her sister Therese. Therese.
Oh, Teresa.
And he would want her to be there to see it. So he called Therese last month, Therese, and she joked.
You haven't done her in a long time.
Therese, my wife, Teresa. She joked that it would be, I'm doing a John Kerry impression. That's an oldie. Okay. My wife, Teresa.
And then you did her as just up on the stand going, va, va, va.
Va, 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 va. I be the first lady, va, va, va. And then we got one that really sounded like that.
Do you make ketchup still?
She joked that it would be funny if she hid out nearby dressed up as a bush or something. So then she could take pictures. It was supposed to be a joke, but Andrew thought it was a great idea, so he ordered a ghillie suit on Amazon. One of those grassy things snipers wear. He picked a spot in a wooded area next to a lake, and even he had no idea where she was hiding because the suit was so good.
That's great.
Right after the sister said yes, Teresa, she screamed out. Then they saw her and cracked up. Now the photos are going viral. There are a few of the actual engagement and a few of Tada dressed up as a bush.
Nice.
Bush. My wife, Teresa. Now a little something, something. Can't people just let a single woman get her pent-up sexual energy out in peace?
Oscar.
A burglar broke into a 38-year-old woman's house in Leland, North Carolina last week, and according to police, they stole some jewelry, some money, and the woman's, quote, 12-inch electric vibrator wand.
Oh, no.
Wand.
Yeah. Yes, leave her in peace. If the cops catch the burglar, sometimes in a case like this, there are, immediate captures. They haven't found it yet.
Oh, okay.
But you know how it works in cases like this. Sometimes they just get smacked in the face with it. I don't know what I was doing there. I mucked that up so badly. I blew that kicker joke so bad. I wrote it poorly. I read my own writing poorly,
I thought it was a foot massager.
Yeah, no, it was.
I have an alibi.
Yeah. Cops have no leads, but sometimes in a case like this, it just reaches up and smacks you in the face. That's what I was trying to say.
There you go. See,
and I blew it in totality. Young broadcasters, when you have your funny joke, don't get so excited or not pay attention to your own copy. We'll take a break and come back with the audio vault.
Learning
and I'm
moment.
sure it'll be much better than News You May Not Need right here on the
I don't know.
It's Angie Goff with a new Oh My Goff show out now. Tired of Baby Shark? Not so fast. It might be the secret to getting your kids to fall asleep.
Baby shark, do-do-do-do-do.
The show gets a little weird also when we get a visitor from outer space, and we're going Greek. Don't worry, Mike. We saved you some baklava. Subscribe to the Oh My Goff show now on YouTube or Apple Podcast. Opa!
I cannot tell you how much I enjoy, and please pass it along to Ms. Goff.
Yes.
Her little mentions for me at the end of those promos are perhaps the high point of my week. I appreciate it, and Angie, I've always been a fan, and you've always been so good to us, and you're a TV star in Washington,
Yes.
D.C.
I will make
you're
sure
in
she knows it.
Podcast
Yes.
Village doing your show
Yes.
right here, and we love it. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Well, no more fruitcake for sale. Thank you to everybody that bought one. Really.
Thank you.
Last second push like no other. We will. Oscar's going to be checking on the numbers with that, and I think it's safe to say we are thrilled with the response this year for the fruitcake
you.
fundraiser, which is really what it will be called from this point forward.
Yes.
The fruitcake fundraiser. If you missed out, boy, are you stupid.
What a jerk.
And out of luck. Yes, he's continuing, ladies and gentlemen. Unless you want to mix it up and get smart, do you? Well, just grab your device and order the TMOS bonus show. It's an unscripted, unrestricted, no-holds-barred 6th episode of TMOS that you can get every week. It's money. Money! Woo! Just click the banner on our website and you get access to all of our bonus content, and you'll help the show. It is and shall always be the passport to the Osport.
Nice pronunciation on there.
Please buy the bonus show, TMOS bonus show, brought to you by Levitt's. For all your furniture needs, Levitt's features moderately priced.
This is good.
The TMOS bonus show, brought to you by Levitt's. For all your furniture needs, Levitt's features moderately priced brand name furniture from a warehouse-styled store. your favorite furniture destination, defunct since 2008. You'll love it at Levitt's. Thank you very much. Let's open up the audio vault for the first day. Try to remember the first day of October.
I can't tell you how much fun it is bringing up clients that I remember from when I was 10.
Delightful. Ferals, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you never can tell. You never can tell.
Yum.
Christmas came a little early for Beatles fans. Today is the day, 50 years ago, that Abbey Road was released. And if you ordered the box set, the restoration...
Can I give my normal reaction to
Please.
That? All right.
Wow! You got your copy. And, Mike, you can do that. But I would say that there are certain people that...
Every day it's a Beatles story. Every day. What's wrong with you? Yes.
There are certain people that may want to check their email today for something special that's coming to them via digitally. I don't personally ever share music, but maybe you know someone who does.
Okay. All right.
Wink, wink.
I got it. Thank
Okay.
you.
You'll love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
What's so special about it?
What's so special is that they have totally broken it down into the original recording tracks. Now, they only had 8-track technology.
Like what you played last time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the anniversary, and Beatles.com is a fun destination. I actually put the total remix of Here Comes the Sun on your Facebook wall this weekend, and it sounds dynamite. But here's a little sort of montage the Beatles put together to promote the release that's really neat because it involves the music and actual Beatles talking.
I was sort of going through my hands like that.
You tended to think, well, if there's going to be a single, it would be John and me that would write it. And then suddenly George just came up with this song, something in the way. Something in the way she moves. Here comes the sun, I say, it's all right.
I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden.
The last section of Abbey Road, for me, one of the finest pieces we put together.
What George says here is really cool.
We didn't know, or I didn't know at the time, that it was the last Beatle record that we would make, but it kind of felt a bit like we were reaching the end of the line.
I think it was, in a way, the feeling that it might be our last.
And I think that is sort of cool, knowing in historical perspective, they went into making it not sure it was going to be the final thing. And that, to me, is not how I understood it. And so to know that the Beatles said they had plans, and there's now actual transcriptions of a meeting where they said they were planning another album.
Yes.
That's cool.
Mike, I know we don't like talking about other shows on this program, but I saw a clip of Stern interviewing Paul McCartney, and he actually asked Paul, he said, like, who broke up the Beatles? And he says John. John broke up the beat. Paul McCartney says John, and he says John because John, and now in retrospect, because he was in love.
And Yoko.
Well, because he was in love with Yoko. And he said near the end, she would be at the recording sessions. It was different. It was completely different.
Yeah,
it's real convenient
she kind of
to say that.
insinuated herself in it. He was in love with it. Well, you're saying we might be
It's
wrong about
very
that.
convenient to say that because Paul was the first person to do a solo project after the band broke. I mean, I think I think the writing was on the wall.
Can I finish?
Oh, yeah,
here?
I thought you were finished.
No.
I'm sorry.
I know you love. I'm not. You know this better than I. This is just what I saw.
I thought you
Paul says to Stern. He says, "Look, John said that this was it, and in looking back at it, he was in love with this woman and wanted to be with Yoko, and that's what he wanted to do with his life. And what he thought was interesting and a little strange is that when he said, well, I still want to make music, and he pursued his solo career, that the Beatles still had another album coming out, or they had some retrospective or best of, that they sent Ringo to John's house to say, hey, I know you have your own personal album coming out that was set in stone and the release date and everything's good to go. You can't do that yet because we haven't released our Beatles album. So it was a legal document saying you can't release your Paul McCartney album because we have this other Beatles album that's going to cannibalize what we're doing with the Beatles.
Whose house did they sent Ringo to Paul's house?
To Paul's house.
Yeah, he said John before. But
yeah. And Paul told Ringo to get the fuck out of his house.
Really?
Yeah, because he's like, I didn't want to break up the band.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me I can't release my own album?
And it's so funny when you think about even in those guys, and their career was, considering what they generated, was remarkably short. In America, they were essentially a band for 6 years.
Yeah, but whose side do you, Beatles fan number one, after hearing that story?
I think always have felt, and now more than ever, Paul is sort of a robot with a Mozart hard drive in him. I think he's a brilliant musician, but I also think he is mechanical in a lot of the things he does, and I always felt that he is really quick to blame the Yoko thing, but I think he's probably the driving force because I think they were all sick of him.
He also said, he said to Stern, he said he had made amends with John after the fact. Yeah. And he had made amends with Ringo, and they are now friends. But he would go and visit John in New York. And we talk about this all the time, Mike. Like you never know what tomorrow holds for any of us.
Right. Yeah.
So if he had not made amends with him and become friends again, it would have haunted him for the rest of his life.
And I think there's a lot of revising, a lot of revisionist history, and there's only 2 Beatles left, and there's only 2 people that really know what happened. So
safe to say George didn't break up the Beatles.
No, certainly not.
No. And probably Ringo didn't. It's either John or
that would
Paul.
be like Ringo quitting his job at Dairy Queen. He needed the work. For anyone who thinks that things were totally good with Paul, I invite them to watch on YouTube. They did a brief reunion of George and Ringo and Paul when they were putting out Beatles Anthology, and Paul is calling out songs for them to play together, and you can hear George's eyes rolling. Because it's, hello, we're going to get together now, and it's upbeat with the boys, we're going to do this song now, and it's great. And George is like, okay. And so, I mean, I do think that Paul is sort of a robot that also...
What do you mean by sort of a robot?
What
is that?
He's mechanical in his efforts to keep the Beatles' name out there and to keep touring.
So when you say he's a robot, he's a heartless machine?
A little bit. I think he's got a lot of business.
He doesn't have any real emotional connection to it. I think he's more just realizing that it's a meal ticket.
I believe so, and he has the most amazing song catalog to draw from of any musician that walks the earth today, and still does the same set list every night in concert, same ad-libs every night in concert, same jokes every night in concert. And we know he's a funny, smart guy.
So according to you,
this is just my feeling.
McCartney is the FMTPO.
FMTPO?
Is the Beatle FMTPO. For me to poopa!
Exactly. But that's what I feel. I feel that he's probably really hard to work with. And I've not heard
to have a light moment here. Too much Beatles heaviness. Jesus Christ.
Show me an interview where someone says, oh, yeah, he was fun to work with. You don't hear it a lot.
From Paul. Okay,
yeah, let's hear this. We'll close with this. Mike, in New Zealand, the ASICS store, the sporting supply company, has one of those big jumbotrons in front of it where they can show commercials and stuff.
Very good shoes.
You've seen them in New York. You've seen all the big shopping districts. Well, there was a mistake the other day, and for a couple hours, the ASICS jumbotron was showing porn. On the street. No. And that's not good.
Sportswear brand ASICS issued an apology after video screens outside one of its stores in New Zealand played pornographic videos for several hours. Employees caught on after people kept coming in to buy one sock.
That's not okay. And that's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Tuesday. Best joke of the week.
Oh, my God. That's it. We got to get out of here. Thank you for your support of the Fruitcake fundraiser, and we are so grateful. And the next big thing for the TMOS family is onward and upward to Las Vegas, Nevada. And, of course, you can always buy our subscriptions to the bonus packages and get our bonus show, our extra 6th hour for you every single week. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
I could pull a better cartoon out of my ass. Hey, whoa! Wasn't that great, kids?
If I thought you were my friend, I just don't think I could bear it.
I warned you not to go too far.
I'm just beginning.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!